Explosive new allegations this morning from a Facebook whistleblower.
Facebook over and over again has shown it chooses profit over safety.
Frances Haugen, a former Facebook employee, coming forward publicly for the first time on 60 Minutes. She says after the 2020 election, but before the January 6th riot at the Capitol, Facebook turned off internal safety settings meant to combat the spread of dangerous misinformation. Some of the rioters used Facebook and other social media networks to rally support for the insurrection.
As soon as the election was over, they turned them back off, or they changed the settings back to what they were before to prioritize growth over safety. And that really feels like a betrayal of democracy to me.
Haugen, armed with tens of thousands of documents from when she worked at the company, points to a 2018 change to Facebook's algorithm, which determines what specific content shows up on your feed. She says since more people click on posts that make them angry, the algorithm incentivizes hateful and divisive content.
Facebook has realized that if they change the algorithm to be safer, people will spend less time on the site, they'll click on less ads, they'll make less money.
Facebook now launching an intense defense.
A sweeping assertion that the violence that happened on January the 6th can be explained by social media is a woeful simplification of the much wider divisions in society.
An internal Facebook memo obtained by NBC News says while the company rolled back some of its emergency measures after the 2020 election, it kept others in place. And a company spokesperson says to suggest we encourage bad content and do nothing is just not true.
Since 2016, we've spent $13 billion on safety and security. We have 40,000 people working on safety and security. And I've seen the constant iteration on product and improvements that we've made along the way.
Haugen has filed a whistleblower complaint with the SEC, and she will testify in front of senators at a hearing here tomorrow. She says she hopes to encourage new, tougher regulations on Facebook.
Yay! So guess what? Facebook is down. Happy Monday, everybody. So Mark Zuckerberg's really bad at his job. Oh, my God. We spent $13 billion, trying to keep disinformation off our platform. You really suck at your job is basically what you're saying to the world. The whistleblower that you saw, I hope everybody watched 60 Minutes after the football game last night. I hope you did. I don't know that you leave it on. I don't know that you leave the TV on, but I hope that you did. Because this was a really important piece of reporting that went on last night. There's a whistleblower. Her name is Frances Haugen. She has an MBA from Harvard. She also studied electronics, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, prior to graduating with a master's in business from Harvard. And she is the whistleblower at Facebook who is calling herself, through her lawyer, Sean. That's who the whistleblower was referred to as, Sean. It's always a guy named Sean, ain't it? Ain't it, Brett? Yeah. But this whistleblower, her name is not Sean. Her name is Frances. And Frances says that Facebook has chosen profits over safety. Profits over safety. So let's just be glad that they don't make airplane parts. Because they really suck at their job. I mean, let's just be really, really glad that Facebook doesn't get into the baby carrier business or the pet carrier business or the baby seat business or infant formula. Because they're really bad at their job. They keep saying, we put all this money into, finding the disinformation. And she says she's got documents that clearly show that Facebook's psychological research, which, by the way, we know is being done. We know that because remember Chris Wiley? Remember back then, Cambridge Analytica, Chris Wiley, the guy with, depending on the day of the week, blue hair or orange hair, who could rock it? He's one of the few people. I don't think Kristen Sinema looks right in pinkish purple hair, but he looks really good that way. Do you know what I'm saying? He could just do it. He can pull that off. And that is a unique talent right there. But anyway, so they're saying, oh, we spent all this money. And she's got documents that clearly show that the psychological research that's been done on you and me and everybody else shows that we like being poked. Now, I don't know what website you go to if you're into this. I guess it's Facebook now, right? Like being poked makes you want to get more of their stuff. I don't know what it is, but they're harvesting like psychic energy from people who like to be poked, and they're monetizing it. They're saying that the more angry you are at what you see on Facebook, the more likely you are to stay on Facebook, to click on it, to go down rabbit holes there, to actually, and along the way, imbibe their ads, which is how they make money. So they are in the business of pissing you off. Like we need people actually in the business of pissing us off. I mean, that's crazy. And it apparently works. So I guess the best we can hope for is that Facebook isn't having some sort of a hissy fit today, because we're in hour 4 now of Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, which are all Zuckerberg's properties, being offline. They're down. We don't know why, but they're down. Now, some people have the reality, headsets, the Oculus, stuff. That's down too. Now, some people haven't seen reality because of the Oculus. And when they do, I guarantee Mark Zuckerberg, they're going to be more angry with reality than they are with what's going on in their alternate reality. So I don't know. I mean, but the angrier Facebook can make you, the more money they make. That's their business model now. That's truly what they're... And this whistleblower says she's not doing this to break up Facebook. She doesn't think that breaking them up, even though they own so much of this social media landscape. And, Friday I was telling you, and I've been telling you, that the cable news networks, they're not the cause. They're not. And it's for anybody who will look at the numbers of viewers that crazy media has, and by crazy I mean like OAN and Newsmax, it's teeny. It's a tiny little sliver of the population. I mean, the whole entire pool of cable news viewers amounts to, in a country of 350 million people, it amounts to about 10 million people. That's who these networks are fighting over. They're literally fighting over 10 million people, and they're dividing them up almost equally. Between, let's just say, the majors, okay? Between the CNNs and the MSNBCs and the Fox News, they're almost literally evenly splitting 1/3 here, 1/3 there, 1/3 there. And then whoever gets like 1/3 plus 1 declares victory in TV Newser, which is where the ratings that everybody likes to, say, Greg Gutfield's beating, Trevor Noah or whatever. I mean, it's literally by a person. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what they're fighting over. No, the big eyeballs, the big money shot, if you will, is social media. Ever since social media started selling advertising on it, it became, how do we get people to click on these ads? And they've been psychologically profiling everyone, and they have figured out when you're angry, you want to interact. Okay, you want to tell this person that they don't know what they're talking about or whatever. And so you have bots, you have trolls, you have fake accounts. You got accounts from Macedonia, accounts from Kosovo, accounts from Russia, putting crap out there to bait people into fighting with them so that you'll go down that bad rabbit hole. You'll be really pissed off, but along the way, you will see a whole lot of advertising. That is sick and twisted. That is like really dangerous. But Facebook's algorithm, which is a code that decides what you'll see, what you'll be exposed to, intentionally shows you things that make you angry. Well, that makes me angry. I hope it makes you angry. Go to your go try and click on me now. No, just you could call. You could call the show is what you could do to get your anger out. But no, honestly, this is really dangerous crap. This is bad. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to RandiRhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.